February 17th, 2025. Daily Bread. Passage, Daniel chapter 6, verse 1 to verse 15. Key verse 10. Title, Daniel's Life of Prayer. It pleases Darius to appoint 120 satraps to rule throughout the kingdom. There were 3 administrators over them, one of whom was Daniel. The satraps were made accountable to them, so that the king might not suffer loss. Now Daniel so distinguished himself among the administrators and the satraps by his exceptional qualities that the king planned to set him over the whole kingdom. At this, the administrators and the satraps tried to find grounds for charges against Daniel in his conduct of government affairs, but they were unable to do so. They could find no corruption in him, because he is trustworthy and neither corrupt nor negligent. Finally, these men said, "We will never find any basis for charges against this man Daniel, unless it has something to do with the law of his God." So these administrators and satraps went as a group to the king and said, "May King Darius live forever." The royal administrators, prefects, satraps, advisors, and governors have all agreed that the king should issue an edict and enforce the decree that anyone who prays to any god or human being during the next 30 days, except to you, your majesty, shall be thrown into the lion's den. Now, your majesty, issue the decree and put it in writing, so that it cannot be altered, in accordance with the law of the Medes and Persians, which cannot be repealed. So King Darius put the decree in writing. Now when Daniel learned that the decree had been published, he went home to his upstairs room, where the windows opened toward Jerusalem. 3 times a day he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to his God, just as he had done before. Then these men went as a group and found Daniel praying and asking God for help. So they went to the king and spoke to him about his royal decree. "Did you not publish a decree that during the next 30 days, anyone who prays to any god or human being, except to you, your majesty, will be thrown into the lion's den?" The king answered, "The decree stands, in accordance with the law of the Medes and Persians, which cannot be repealed." Then they said to the king, "Daniel, who is one of the exiles from Judah, pays no attention to you, your majesty, or to the decree you put in writing. He still prays 3 times a day." When the king heard this, he was greatly distressed. He was determined to rescue Daniel, and made every effort until sundown to save him. Then the men went as a group to King Darius and said to him, "Remember, your majesty, that according to the law of the Medes and Persians, no decree or edict that the king issues can be changed." Daily Bread Message. The new king, Darius, appointed Daniel as one of his top administrators. And because Daniel is trustworthy, the king wanted to put Daniel over all his empire. Out of jealousy, other magistrates plotted against Daniel and tried to trap him by persecuting him for his faith. They tricked the king into decreeing that everyone must pray only to him for the next 30 days. Anyone who violated the king's order will be thrown into the lion's den. When Daniel learned of the law, he went home to his upstairs room, and with his windows open, he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to God, just as he had done before. Daniel did not hide his face, but he came to the Lord praying and thanking him. He did not live a double life based on the situation to save himself. Daniel's enemies caught him praying to God for help and reported him to the king. Though the king wanted to protect Daniel, they put pressure on Darius to keep the law. Likewise, we face high-pressure situations when our faith in Jesus gets us in jeopardy. The persecution is real, and there is no one who can save us. We must faithfully pray to God and ask for his help. We must not be afraid, but trust in God's love. Prayer. Father, please strengthen me to pray to you in the face of persecution and seek your help. One word: faithfully pray and seek God's help.